Does it seem like every time you start an exercise program right after physical therapy that you hurt yourself again or your pain seems to return? I know this can be especially frustrating if you're one of those people who are super compliant with all your PT exercises and both you and your therapist were quite certain that you had solved your problem. But before you swear off exercise altogether, let me explain to you why this is likely happening to you and what you can do to solve it going forward. First, the disclaimer. So what if I told you that it's not exercise that is making your pain return or making you hurt yourself, but it's the way you move? But your nervous system has got a protocol or a strategy for just about every movement you do with any regularity. So it basically tells the body which muscles to fire in which order and for how long, for everything from scratching your nose to washing your hair to riding a bicycle. Don't believe me? Try brushing your teeth with your other hand next time. These ingrained movement patterns or strategies are good because they save brain space, a lot like the way habits do. So you don't have to come up with a new strategy to perform the tasks you do most often. The trouble happens when your nervous system comes up with a workaround for a painful movement pattern. For instance, let's say you sprained your ankle a few years ago. You probably would have limped on it for about a week or two, right? And then as it started to feel better, you likely still favored your other leg, maybe even unconsciously. So what's happened there is that in order to avoid having ankle pain with every step, your nervous system has adapted your walking strategy to avoid pain in that ankle. And that led to at least a little bit of unevenness in your gait. Although it kept your ankle from hurting when it was vulnerable, you didn't necessarily return to your normal way of walking once the ankle healed. Why? Because that alternate strategy of favoring your other leg, even just a little, became the dominant strategy for walking in your nervous system. And that was fine. You probably didn't even notice it until you did. And when you noticed it, it came back in the form of not ankle pain, but pain somewhere else, maybe in your knee or even your back because of that uneven gait. So here's the truth. Most of us have more than one of those alternate strategies at work in our bodies right now. We call them faulty movement patterns, and chances are they've been going on for years without our even realizing it. So if you get pain when you start up an exercise program, especially after good physical therapy, then this is probably why. The solution is to identify those alternative strategies, those faulty movement patterns, and retrain them at the level of the nervous system so they stop sabotaging your workouts. Now, if you're wondering how to do that, I'm going to show you and tell you in my next free live online workshop. So click the link in the description below to save your seat. I'll see you there.